In 2023, a peer-reviewed study published in the journal Environmental Health found that certain soft drinks contained levels of benzene, a known carcinogen, up to 20 times higher than the World Health Organization's drinking water limit. Yes, the fizzy friend in your fridge might be seasoning your internal organs with compounds linked to leukemia and other blood cancers, according to the American Cancer Society. The FDA has established limits for benzene in bottled water, but somehow these standards don't apply with the same rigor to the colorful beverages millions of Americans consume daily. According to data from the National Center for Health Statistics, the average American consumes over 40 gallons of soft drinks annually, potentially exposing themselves to a cocktail of industrial chemicals without even realizing it. So the next time you reach for that brightly colored can, just remember, you could be sipping on a carbonated chemistry experiment with consequences your doctor will be diagnosing years from now. Today, we're counting down the 5 most dangerous soft drinks likely sitting in your refrigerator right now, and revealing the 2 alternatives that research shows might actually support your health, rather than undermine it. Number 5. Mountain Dew, or as it should legally be renamed, Nuclear Sludge Light. According to a 2022 report from the Centers for Science in the Public Interest, Mountain Dew contains brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, an additive originally used as a flame retardant. Great for your couch cushions, not so much for your endocrine system. The European Union and Japan have banned this ingredient completely, while the FDA has allowed its limited use in the United States, despite removing it from the generally recognized as safe list back in the 1970s. A 2013 study published in Scientific American documented how BVO can build up in human tissue, potentially causing memory loss and skin problems over time. And if the chemical chaos wasn't enough, one 20-ounce bottle packs a staggering 77 grams of sugar, more than 3 times the American Heart Association's recommended daily limit. Picture your pancreas, that vital organ responsible for insulin production, literally drowning in sugar with each gulp, gasping for relief as it's forced to pump out insulin at unsustainable levels. The resulting insulin resistance doesn't just lead to diabetes, it creates a cascade of inflammatory responses throughout your entire body. So unless your dream is to glow in the dark while speed-running diabetes, maybe leave the neon dew in the vending machine dungeon where it belongs. Number 4. Pepsi, the carbonated confidence trickster in a blue can. According to independent testing by Consumer Reports in 2022, certain PepsiCo products were found to contain up to 5.7 micrograms per liter of 4-MI, a potentially carcinogenic byproduct of caramel coloring. That's not a sugar-induced panic hallucination. That's a compound listed by the International Agency for Research on Cancer as possibly carcinogenic to humans. Let that sink in for a moment. With every sip, you're not just enjoying that crisp, refreshing taste, you're also consuming a substance that researchers have linked to cancer in laboratory animals. A 2015 study published in PLOS ONE estimated that routine consumption of soft drinks containing this level of 4-MeI could potentially contribute to thousands of cancer cases nationwide. Meanwhile, the FDA continues to classify this coloring agent as generally recognized as safe, despite mounting evidence to the contrary. PepsiCo has claimed they reduced 4-MeI levels in most of their drinks to stay under regulatory thresholds, but the Environmental Working Group's database still lists repeated concerns about these products since the early 2010s. Combine that with nearly 40 grams of sugar per can, equivalent to about 10 teaspoons, and Pepsi becomes less of a refreshing beverage and more of a ticking metabolic grenade, wearing a marketing smile. According to the Harvard School of Public Health, regular consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages like Pepsi is strongly linked to obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and premature death. Imagine your bloodstream after consuming a Pepsi, your vessels literally sticky with excess sugar, your liver frantically converting it to fat, all while those caramel coloring compounds silently accumulate in your system. Crack one open if you want your beverage to come with a side of potential cancer risk and a backstage pass to the diabetes express lane. Number 3. Dr. Pepper, the quirky antique of the soda world that somehow smells like a chemistry final gone horribly wrong. Underneath its marketable mystery blend of 23 flavors lies a familiar cocktail of troubling health concerns. According to a comprehensive 2020 report from the Center for Environmental Health, multiple batches of Dr. Pepper were flagged for containing artificial caramel coloring with detectable levels of 4-MeI, the same potentially carcinogenic byproduct we just roasted Pepsi for. The report documented levels that could contribute to lifetime cancer risk above California's Proposition 65 safety threshold. But the horror show doesn't stop there. A landmark 2018 study published in the journal Nutrition Reviews analyzed data from over 20 years of research and conclusively showed that high consumption of phosphoric acid, found in substantial quantities in Dr. Pepper and its cola cousins, is directly linked to lower bone density and significantly increased risk of osteoporosis, particularly in women. Translation: it might taste nostalgic, but your skeleton is quite literally dissolving with every sip, with researchers documenting bone mineral density decreases of up to 5% in regular consumers. According to the National Osteoporosis Foundation, over 54 million Americans already have low bone density, making this hidden risk particularly alarming. Combine this with Dr. Pepper's staggering 39 grams of sugar per can, nearly 8 teaspoons worth, and you've created what endocrinologists at the Harvard Medical School have described as a perfect metabolic storm for your body. A fizzy osteoporosis potion disguised as retro Americana. Imagine your bloodstream after drinking Dr. Pepper, a cascade of acidic compounds washing over your bones, leaching precious calcium into your urine, while simultaneously triggering insulin spikes that further compromise bone health. So, while Dr. Pepper's clever branding suggests complexity, mystery, and heritage, what it's really delivering is documented bone erosion with a splash of molecular mayhem, all backed by peer-reviewed scientific evidence. But hey, at least your beverage pairs well with calcium deficiency and the crushing irony that your favorite childhood drink is quietly preparing your body for a future of compression fractures and height loss. Number 2. Coca-Cola. The global ambassador of sugary oblivion lovingly served in a red can that's basically a chemistry set with a logo. According to a 2021 analysis from the University of California, San Francisco's Sugar Science Initiative, Coca-Cola products contain phosphoric acid, 39 grams of added sugar per can, and sometimes sodium benzoate, a preservative that, when combined with ascorbic acid, has the potential to form benzene, the same carcinogen we introduced in the hook. That's right, Coca-Cola is like a science experiment where the hypothesis is always, can your body handle one more metabolic sucker punch? The disturbing truth extends beyond just sugar content. A 2017 study published in the Journal of the Endocrine Society linked habitual consumption of sugar-laden colas with increased risk of insulin resistance and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, documenting cellular damage that resembles alcoholic liver disease, but without the alcohol. According to researchers at Harvard Medical School, the average Coca-Cola consumer ingests approximately 14,235 grams of added sugar annually just from this one beverage, potentially accelerating metabolic syndrome onset by up to 5 years. And let's not forget the deceptive health halo that clever Coca-Cola marketing slaps over everything. From sponsoring Olympic athletes to funding energy balance research organizations like the now disbanded Global Energy Balance Network, which subtly suggested soft drinks are fine if you just exercise more, a claim thoroughly debunked by a 2019 systematic review in the British Medical Journal. Meanwhile, inside your body, that 39 grams of sugar kicks off a hormonal breakdown that sends insulin into overdrive, floods your liver with fructose, and transforms your internal chemistry into something resembling a Greek tragedy where your pancreas plays the doomed protagonist. Visualize your bloodstream after consuming a Coca-Cola. Your insulin receptors literally becoming numb to signals. Your arteries gradually stiffening as inflammatory markers rise with each sip. A 2020 study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that consuming just one sugary drink daily increases cardiovascular mortality risk by 31% compared to those who rarely consume them. So, next time someone offers you a Coke, remember, you're not quenching thirst. You're submitting your organs to a glucose fire drill orchestrated by billion-dollar branding that has systematically fought public health warnings for decades, all documented in litigation records from numerous consumer protection lawsuits. Number 1. Sprite, the sugar-coated deception from the land of lemon-lime lies. Marketed as clean, caffeine-free, and refreshing, Sprite wears the costume of innocence while secretly moonlighting as an unholy trifecta of metabolic sabotage. A 2016 study published in the journal Appetite found that clear sodas like Sprite spike blood glucose levels just as dramatically as their darker counterparts, triggering insulin responses that researchers from the American Diabetes Association have described as particularly disruptive to metabolic homeostasis. According to a 2022 review in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology, these repeated glucose spikes can accelerate insulin resistance even in otherwise healthy individuals. The deception runs deeper. In 2021, the Environmental Working Group flagged certain Sprite batches sold in the United States for containing sodium benzoate, that same preservative which, under the right acidic conditions found in citrus sodas, can form benzene. The FDA's own monitoring program documented detectable benzene levels in certain clear sodas, though the agency claims most fall within acceptable limits. But what exactly is an acceptable level of a known carcinogen in your refreshment? Add in the 38 grams of sugar per can, equivalent to approximately 9 teaspoons, and Sprite transforms from a refreshing choice to what gastroenterologists at the Mayo Clinic have termed a metabolic Molotov cocktail. Imagine your pancreas after consuming a Sprite, frantically secreting insulin while your liver, overwhelmed by the fructose onslaught, begins converting excess sugar to fat, storing it in and around vital organs. A 2019 longitudinal study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that participants who regularly consumed clear sodas showed comparable rates of visceral fat accumulation to those drinking cola beverages, completely contradicting the perception that clear sodas are somehow healthier. Meanwhile, Sprite's plastic-friendly green branding and lemon-lime imagery creates a powerful health halo effect, a psychological phenomenon documented by Cornell University researchers, where consumers significantly underestimate the negative health impacts of products with nature-associated marketing. So when someone offers you a light, refreshing Sprite on a hot day, remember that the clearest drinks often leave the darkest marks on your metabolic health, all while your taste buds fall for the ultimate citrus swindle. Now, before you barricade your fridge and go full water monk, here come the 2 soft drink alternatives that won't slowly carbonate your organs into oblivion. First up, sparkling mineral water. Not club soda, not tonic water, but naturally carbonated water like Gerolsteiner or San Pellegrino. According to a comprehensive 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, mineral-rich sparkling waters can actually support proper hydration without impacting glucose levels or contributing to tooth erosion, unlike their sugar-infused cousins. The Journal of Nutrition published findings in 2019 showing that these naturally carbonated waters often contain significant amounts of magnesium and calcium. Two nutrients your dissolving soda-battered bones are currently sending desperate postcards demanding. Researchers at King's College London documented that switching from soft drinks to mineral waters resulted in measurable improvements in bone mineral density over just a 6-month period, particularly in participants previously consuming phosphoric acid-laden sodas. Imagine your bloodstream after drinking mineral water, nutrients actually nourishing your cells, rather than triggering a metabolic 5-alarm fire. The American Dental Association has even acknowledged that naturally carbonated mineral waters pose minimal risk to dental enamel compared to the acid bath that is your average soft drink. No, it doesn't taste like liquefied Skittles cascading across your taste buds in a rainbow explosion of artificial flavor compounds, but that's sort of the point. Your pancreas, liver, and skeleton will send you thank you cards within weeks of making the switch, according to longitudinal data from the Framingham Heart Study tracking metabolic markers in beverage consumption patterns. The second option, unsweetened iced herbal teas, particularly those brewed from rooibos, hibiscus, or peppermint. According to a comprehensive 2020 study published in the journal Antioxidants, hibiscus tea consumption significantly reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 7.58 mmHg and decreased oxidative stress markers in adults with hypertension after just 12 weeks. Meanwhile, rooibos tea carries unique flavonoids like aspalathin, which a 2019 analysis in the journal Molecules linked to improved glucose metabolism and reduced lipid accumulation in liver tissues by up to 22% in controlled studies. Researchers from Johns Hopkins Medicine documented that regular herbal tea drinkers showed measurably lower inflammatory markers and improved insulin sensitivity compared to both soft drink and diet soda consumers. Unlike diet sodas that pour artificial sweeteners like their seasoning despair, these herbal infusions come with 0 sugar, 0 preservatives, and 0 risk of triggering the metabolic meltdown documented in regular soda drinkers. Imagine your bloodstream after consuming hibiscus tea, antioxidant compounds actually repairing cellular damage while regulating blood pressure, rather than spiking it with a sugar cascade. The American Heart Association now recognizes certain herbal teas as potential complementary approaches to cardiovascular health, noting their ability to support hydration without contributing to metabolic disease risk. Plus, you can brew these teas yourself for pennies per glass, which explains why no major beverage corporation wants you anywhere near this ancient and unprofitable secret to not slowly dying inside. A 2021 consumer analysis from the Journal of Consumer Research found that beverage companies spend 38 times more marketing dollars per serving on soft drinks than on any unsweetened beverage alternative, despite mounting scientific evidence supporting the latter's health benefits. So there you have it, a comprehensive exposé on the carbonated chemistry experiments masquerading as refreshments in your refrigerator. The evidence is overwhelming and scientifically documented, from benzene contamination exceeding WHO safety guidelines to caramel colorings linked to cancer, from phosphoric acid literally dissolving your bone density to sugar loads triggering metabolic cascades that resemble toxic exposure. According to the CDC's National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, Americans who consume these beverages daily face a 46% increased risk of metabolic syndrome compared to non-consumers. Yet the beverage industry continues spending over $4 billion annually on marketing that deliberately obscures these health risks. The scientific literature is unambiguous. These aren't occasional treats with minor consequences. They're commercial products containing compounds that regulatory agencies worldwide have deemed hazardous at the concentrations found in everyday consumption patterns. Next time you stand before the beverage cooler, remember that your choice isn't just about flavor. It's about whether you're willing to volunteer your organs for a long-term industrial chemistry experiment with results that will inevitably appear on your medical records in the years to come. If this sounds overly dramatic, consider this final statistic from the American Journal of Preventive Medicine. Regular soft drink consumers have a 31% higher risk of dying prematurely from any cause compared to non-consumers, making these beverages more lethal than many substances requiring warning labels. According to litigation documents from a 2018 consumer protection case, internal industry testing confirmed that certain soft drinks can actually dissolve metal objects when left in contact for extended periods. Yet this information rarely appears in colorful marketing campaigns. The science speaks with disturbing clarity. Your favorite carbonated companion shares more chemical properties with industrial degreasers than with anything designed for human consumption. So next time you reach for that brightly colored bottle, ask yourself, should enjoying a simple beverage require understanding chemical toxicology reports, FDA tolerance limits, and carcinogen exposure guidelines? Your future self, potentially facing the documented health consequences we've outlined, already knows the answer. Subscribe for more unfiltered truth bombs about what's really in your favorite products, backed by peer-reviewed research that major corporations hope you never discover. And remember, according to a 2023 meta-analysis from the Journal of the American College of Nutrition, replacing just one soft drink per day with water or unsweetened tea reduces inflammatory markers by up to 29% within 8 weeks. Nothing says self-love quite like not drinking the beverage equivalent of a slow, carbonated organ failure that researchers have documented in longitudinal studies spanning decades. Your future self will thank you for making the switch today. Forget moderation, forget cheat days, and definitely forget the propaganda served to you in bubbly commercials with smiling actors pretending metabolic collapse is a lifestyle choice. According to a 2022 analysis in the Journal of Public Health Policy, beverage marketing campaigns systematically downplay health risks while creating false equivalencies between exercise and consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages, a tactic the World Health Organization has specifically condemned as misleading public health communication. The science is clear and uncompromising. These aren't occasional indulgences with negligible effects. They are documented contributors to chronic disease that researchers at the Harvard School of Public Health have linked to over 40,000 premature deaths annually in the United States alone. Wake up, clean out your fridge, and pour that bottle of chemical sugar soup where it belongs, down the drain, preferably wearing gloves.